This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Better have your winter clothes on, folks, because it's time for an ending. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with Let's Finish This with Scarlet Nexus. For those who watched the first impressions video, you'll have the gist of what's going on here. For those who haven't, well, we're beating Scarlet Nexus. We're in the final chapter, in the final area. We've had to go in typical evil final level fashion, where we've had to go through all the previous levels of the game to get here. So right now we're I think this is an area that was called near Tagetsu, I believe was what it was called, and we're trying to fight the evil, I don't know if I'd say evil, we're trying to find the main character's dead relative, who we may believe is someone else we met earlier in the story, a man named General Karen. I know it's Kareen, but it's named Karen because that's how it's spelled, so that's how it's going to be said. Well, he does want to talk to our manager, so, you know, we'll just have to deal with that as is. Yeah, right now we're playing the Yuito path. There are two paths in the game, Yuito and Kasane. They're basically the stories, roughly. The main story beats are the same. The difference is from their different perspectives. So there are a couple of chapters where you're isolated from the other group to the other. So they go through different experiences, which the game eventually explains what they did. So we're at the tomb of the main character, Yuito here, Sugaragi's ancestry. Yeah, we've had a lot of tales go on. We've explored. We've earned formed bonds with our friends and everything like that. So we should be at max. I think at the time, what level am I at right now? I know I haven't maxed out everything in the brain map, which is what the level up screen is. Let's see. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. I'm just trying to decide what to do to get the... Actually, these wouldn't be bad either, being able to activate multiple abilities back to back. Yeah, some of these I've used more often than others, and some I can just basically wait till the end. I almost never use charge attack, or mid-air attacks, or pick up nearby items. I mean, that can help in the early game, but at this point, it's kind of pointless. That wouldn't be bad to activate, restore gauges, I guess. Or status elements when it activates. Oh yeah, that would be good, so let's get that. Activating assault visions, that's where your allies, if you hit a certain bond with them, they'll attack more often. So, or they'll have a special attack prompt where they'll help do extra damage. That'll help. And let's get the brain field. That's an ability where basically, because of the way I've leveled up, I'm basically immune to damage, and we get a lot of free damage out of it. And right now I've got a bit of it on the bottom corner. You can see a thing called drive in the L3 R3. It's basically, I've saved up a brain field activation, so I'm saving that. I usually save that for my bosses or particularly heinous enemies. So I think we're almost near the very end of the game. That's why I decided to record it now.
The other turned invisible, but I can still see it. Try using clairvoyance.
Yeah, if anyone turns invisible, yeah, one of your party members called Sagumi, she has the ability to see far and through illusions and stuff like that. So you can use her to here's one of those assault visions. Okay, apparently I didn't activate it in time. That's fine. Even though I pressed it, but whatever. Yeah, this game has some weird like little glitches every once in a while. It's not the worst. I've definitely seen worse games. It doesn't happen too often, but there are every once in a while enemies will have like their patterns will break and they'll just like walk into walls, but it happens so infrequently. I almost thought about not bringing it up, but yeah, in this game, for those who haven't played it before, this is a hack and slash game where you have to use your psychic abilities to, oh yeah, what I'm doing here is crushing the enemy, which guarantees, well, not guarantee, but highly guarantees drops for the purposes of creating items and stuff for the shop. But anyway, use psychokinesis similar to in Bison to hit your enemies, and a lot of the levels are designed to be able to throw all these like stuff at the enemies, which is nice. So it's not like they forgot to design those little features in. So, oh, and we have a few unique ones called this one right here, which you use L2 and you get a different like animation or whatever out of it. So in this case, I can attack this guy while flying. So pretty entertaining. Actually, where are we supposed to? Oh well, never mind.
That giant other would appear here too.
There we go. Actually, I was going to look at the map, but apparently I can't look at the map during the... Okay, so if I went there, I would have gone to the next location, but I wanted to see what would be on the door. Although, really, at this point in the game, I probably don't even need to collect stuff anymore because I'm pretty much past the point of grinding. I mean, there is the in-game stuff. This game has some post-game content from what I'm aware of, but that's if you want to finish all quests and stuff like that and unlock a lot of the achievements, which if you want to do that, you need to finish the game twice. One is Kasane and one is Yuito. I probably won't play the game again as Kasane because I got the gist of the story and I'm not interested enough in the game to do that, which is weird. Because the game isn't bad. It plays fine. It's just, I don't know, it's either the way that the pacing is or something about it, or maybe the grind for getting items in the shop. Like, I don't know. There's something about the game, like, really not annoyed me, but it was just like, you know, like as soon as I finish the game, I'm done, you know? Like, there's some games I'll be like, oh, that was a fun experience, I'll play it again, or maybe I'd like to keep it. But I don't know why, just something about this game, like, maybe it's because of the frustration I had with collecting, with doing some of the quests or collecting, which you don't even have to do, you know? It just helps with, like, your min-maxing and stuff like that, but, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about that when I actually finish the game. Like I said, hopefully it shouldn't be too far. I almost thought about recording earlier when the chapter started, but after a certain point, when I was playtesting it, I was like, and usually I don't like playing too far ahead before I do Let's Finish This because I want to have, like, kind of the same experience as, like, a new player does, for the most part, other than knowing how the game played, obviously, at this point. But sometimes I'll test stuff just to make sure, like, it's ready to go for recording and stuff like that. Yeah, right now we're trying to weaken these guys by lowering that. On most of these enemies, they have a thing called a crush bar, which is that yellow bar right under them. If you max that out, or if you zero that out, you'll be able to do. Excuse me. Wait, how'd I get damage from that? Okay, whatever. Uh-oh, I'm about to die. Better heal. Oh, well, one of my allies must have hit him. Anyway, if it hits 0 on that yellow bar, you can, oh, that's how you get his weakness. Yeah, each enemy has, like, a weird weakness. It's basically, it's pretty obvious it glows, but if you use this girl's ability, usually you can tell, like, where their weaknesses are. Okay, so in this case, this monster can spawn a copy, and as long as we hit the copy, it'll usually get rid of the secondary one. Usually, not all the times, but a lot of times. I wonder why he hasn't broken out of his, because he's still in green mode, which means he hasn't broken out of his doppelganger from him.
Do you need help?
Actually, probably could.
Take this.
Yeah, I'm in drive mode again. Drive mode will, like, heal you. Well, I think you have to upgrade in the brain field, but usually heal you, give you a little extra defense and attack. No, probably should have. Well, I hit one of it anyway. Oh yeah, and the person I'm using right now is a duplication, which gets at max level or max bond. You can get 3 people instead of just 2. So it's useful for hitting enemies with high armor class or high armor, just high armor in general. Oh, was like this? Oh, never mind. I thought this place had 2 paths that basically tied in together. Nope. This is the electricity guy. Him and Hinabe, which are the elemental characters. Oh, I guess I maxed out brain field gear. They usually end up doing status effects as well as a little extra damage depending on the creature it fights. So they're usually your DPS builds. What is that anyway? I know those are ads, but you think they'd be references to other games in Namco Bandai's lineup or whatever. And here's the shop. Yeah, this game has a lot of save points, by the way. Like, you'll almost run across a save point almost after every major, like, enemy pool or whatever. So its game is pretty lenient when it comes to, like, making sure your HP's back up and everything like that. Which I guess is good. I should make an extra save file just in case you have any recording issues. Never save over your old file when you're recording because you never know. Technical problems and stuff like that could occur. Oh yeah, I'm still in drive form because you can tell by the helmet. It slows down outside of combat, so you can try to keep it a little bit longer. But as soon as you get in combat, it goes down pretty quickly. It looks like we're in the museum. This is a place we were at originally. So, in one of the missions. Yeah, this whole area is basically like hey, we've been to these places before. Let's revisit it again, so we can save on creating a final level. No, it's probably not like that. But oh, they activated the. But I don't actually do it. I have clairvoyance. Yeah, I have an ability equipped or item equipped that lets me restore my SAS, which SAS is when you basically call on your allies to help you with attacking. So, or they give you an ability. So in this case, I summon my clairvoyance ally to give me sight beyond sight. Basically, you know, the thunder, the sword of omens, basically, where you basically can see far through or illusions and stuff like that. Another ability I can do is like teleportation, which I can, you know, teleport quickly to opponents. So it's to people who like will move about really quickly on a map. So it's a way to like catch them, either catch them unawares or something. No, I have to wait for clairvoyance to restore. Luckily, the item I have improves the restore rate of SAS by like 15%, so it goes a little bit faster. But okay, that should be enough. Let's throw some crap at him. Operation beat the crap out of the others. Oh yeah, this is one of the Japanese games where they use like a weird, like normal bit of English language to explain like certain people or enemies, so they call them others. What is up with that? Like, there's a lot of Japanese games that'll do that. It'll be some like random word in the dictionary, but I'm like, this is others, or these are its, or something. I'm like, whatever. I don't know. It's just silly sometimes. Maybe I should have been using scoliosis, not scoliosis, sclerexis or whatever. This makes me immune to damage as long as I have it active, but it does. If you take damage while that form is active, it'll reduce the time it's. It'll reduce the time it's around. Oh, I also have an ability if I hit, or not ability. One of my allies has a thing. If I hit below 30%, I'll turn invisible for a second so I can run back and heal. I also have a thing from another ally called Gemma. Who I borrow this sclerosis from or whatever. I'm gonna keep saying the different names of it. He has an ability to randomly negate damage for me, which is nice. It doesn't activate all the time, but when it does, it's pretty awesome. I noticed it doesn't really activate too often during bosses. I've noticed it usually activates during normal encounters. Every once in a while during bosses, but I really don't notice it during non-boss encounters. At least I don't think it does, or it's severely reduced despite the bond ability I have. Which you form bonds by people by basically giving them gifts over the course of the game. I heard that if you put them in your combat group, sometimes it'll improve, or it'll increase their bond with them to a point, but I haven't 100% proved that, so I'm not sure at this point in the game. Let's turn this thing on. And yeah, some of the allies will sometimes have abilities that will be need to get past mini puzzles.
Just use my power to break the device. It'll be easy.
Yeah. Nope, I don't. I already have maxed out items, so that was pointless. Yeah, at this point in the game, I probably have most of the items already maxed out. Oh yeah, there's a door over there. Let's go to that one before we go through. I think we've almost gone through every single level of the game, so we must be close to the ending. So, oops. Teleportation. Of course, that guy did do the clairvoyance thing, so I don't know if I can grab whatever's in here. If there's, oh, I can, but oh, now I can. Never mind. I guess he must have reset his key card ? Yeah, when you had to go to this place earlier in the game, you had to go through.
I need your help.
You had to find key cards to get around this place. It was kind of annoying, actually.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. He's trying to run away like a little punk. Oh, come on. There we go. Just throw crap at him. You know, definitely one of the more fun things of the game is being able to just throw like bookshelves and stuff like that at your enemy. And this is Arashi. She's the fast character of the game. Oh yeah, and this game, like typical anime, is filled with like cliches and tropes that the anime genre is designed for. In this, there was an actually anime made around the same time this game released. So I assume the game was being worked on, then they made the anime based off the game. So they probably tried to do a multi-entertainment connection between. Oh yeah, I have to actually use a key card in this one. Come on. So they made the game and the anime So I'm not. I wonder. I mean, obviously the game will take place whatever, but I wonder if the anime will. I guess they'll just streamline it. I guess they'll just show like mainly the major scenes and maybe a couple action scenes, but mainly do the story. So by the time of this recording, the anime is only like a couple episodes in or something like that. I haven't watched it. I'm not. After playing the game, I'm not really invested in watching the anime. But then again, at this time of my life, I don't really watch anime anymore. Nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't know. I don't know why I just haven't shown interest in it. Maybe I just. Even then, when I watched anime, I only watched like the good stuff, and what I mean is the stuff that everyone considers awesome, you know, like top tier. Oh, by the way, during cutscenes, I can adjust it. I can mess with the camera a bit.
Apparently, the extinction belt has dropped near the surface. This has never happened before.
With all these others around, this is turning out to be a tough mission.
What?
Karin!
What? Alice? No. Alice, is that you?
Alice morphed into another after coming into contact with the extinction belt.
I had no idea the extinction belt could drop that low and close to the surface.
I've heard that it's a rare occurrence. I've never seen it drop that low myself.
Hey, notice anything about that other?
Yes. She was one of the ones who helped us fight alongside Naomi. I see. So that other really was her.
Did you guys meet Aunt Alice? I think she's supposed to be in Seiron's laboratory.
We just figured it out now ourselves. Alice has already passed away.
If that's true, then Karin used the red strings as soon as he found out about her death. Which means my brother is after...
We'll know when we see him. There's no doubt that he's here.
I know everyone has a lot of questions, but don't forget what we came here to do. We're here to get his help.
And obviously, if you want to know about that, what the story they told you, play Kasane's Path. If you want to interact with it specifically, because Yuito deals his own storyline that Kasane and group hear about from them later on. So yeah, if you're curious about that.
I think I can break it if I focus my attack.
Oh yeah, these guys are kind of annoying. These things with the shell. You actually have to hit them with either hit them with duplication, so you have multiple attacks to weaken their thing, or throw a bunch of crap at them. One of the most useful abilities in the game is Psychokinesis, is where you basically pull your abilities with the other main character, and you can basically get infinite. Jesus. You can get infinite use of Psychokinesis for a short time. Man, I tend to forget sometimes that like with certain ranged characters that like if they keep hitting you, they'll just like really take out your HP like really fast. So you have to can't just like stay around. Oh yeah, you saw that no damage just because Gemma's ability unlocked on me to save some damage from me. Yeah, usually you want to switch to either him or Kagero, which his ability is invisibility, if you want to like a quick getaway to like heal. That's brain drive activation. Sometimes it shows the cutscene, sometimes it doesn't for some reason. Let's try. Oh yeah, I've already showed duplication. But this one's pretty useful because of the multi-attack. Another really useful one is hyper velocity, which is Arashi uses, but it disappears like really fast. Like you have to because of how fast you go, it'd be broken if it lasted super long. That's another one you can use if you want to get away for like a hot minute. She's kind of your hyperactive / lazy character archetype. Let's see, I'm trying to remember all the other archetypes in the game. You got the stoic, old character. You've got the, I wouldn't say happy-go-lucky, but the cheerful main character, which is Yuito. Sort of cheerful to an extent. Kasane is the lack of emotions or doesn't understand him kind of character. She kind of reminds me of Lightning almost, which everyone loves Lightning. Then we've got the tsundere character, which is, in this case, a guy who hates Yuito with a passion. Although you could also say he's success-driven too, but he's one of the, he's always, you know, you always have that one character that absolutely despises a main character for like almost ridiculously no reason. I mean, they explain it, but it's almost like, man, that's almost unrealistic. But unfortunately, they're just people in real life who act like that. Although usually when they do act like that, they usually, when they meet you face to face, they pretend like they still like you, but because they're cowards like that. Then there's the shy girl, which is the clairvoyance girl. She's the shy, like, I have trouble talking to people, you know. Then you have the childhood friend character, who's the fire girl, Hanabe. And she's, you know, she's the typical, I love the main character, but, you know, we can't be boyfriend, girlfriend during the main storyline because we have to push this whole, like, will they, won't they type of thing. And then the main male character's like, I don't know what you're talking about. What's wrong with you, Hanabe? I'm dense, you know. It's one of those things that's kind of funny sometimes, and sometimes it's kind of annoying. I'm just like, can you just not mess with that, please? I don't know. It really depends on my mood. Like, because sometimes when I was younger, you'd see those tropes so often that they get obnoxious. You're just like, ugh. You know? I think it's when you see them back to back in the same ones, and yeah, every media has their tropes. It's just, it tends to, I don't know, I notice it more often in anime than I do in like a lot of Western media, even though it has its own set. Let's see. Okay. Oh, every time that happens, someone's down, or not down, but someone's like taking a lot of damage, like half damage or something like that. Oh yeah, these guys are kind of annoying. Just because of how long it takes to fight them and everything. They just have a lot of HP, basically, and they're just, like I said, they're annoying to fight. So their weak point is their legs. I can't feel the legs. Oh, nice. I wasn't getting as many assault actions, even though it said it was supposed to activate during drive mode. I guess it just kind of depends on the randomness of things. Oh, wow, that lasts a really long time. That's one of Hanabe's max boost abilities that you can do like a fire tornado attack or whatever it's called, and you can keep hitting them all over and over and over again until you stop. So yeah, the reason I have the two characters that I do in my group is that their final bond ability activates more often if they're in your party. So that's why I put them in my party, to have it activate more often if I can. Although I guess Kagura, I could technically remove him because his is based if I'm about to die, but you'd be surprised how often your HP can kind of just disappear, especially on higher difficulties. Because of on higher difficulties, mainly the enemies' like strategies are the same. The only thing that changes is how beefy they are and how much damage they take and how much damage they give. Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of hard modes. And 9 times out of 10, most hard modes just make the enemies damage sponges. And so there's nothing clever about playing hard mode on certain games. Oh, this is the hospital. We actually had to fight one of our friends here, Yuito's friend, who got brainwashed by the government. Yeah, this game's kind of interesting because it has so many different plot lines in it. It's got, you know, it's got like government corruption, aliens, time travel. It's like a sci-fi story that threw in maybe that's why I have a weird issue with the game, because it's a sci-fi story that threw in every single sci-fi like thing you can think of into it. And like easily one of the concepts could have easily made for like at least a season, and then kind of go after that. But because the game is, well, I don't know if I call the game short. This is one of those games that can take either as long as 20 hours or faster, depending on how often you grind for abilities and stuff like that. Oh yeah, there's a thing, if you can dodge at the right moment, you can throw back the items back at them. I can do this. Yeah, it took a lot of damage just trying to use Psycho Field. That's probably one of the most useful abilities in the game is Psycho Field, just because of how much damage it does.
That was close.
Let's see, what's this one? Oh yeah, when you do L2, sometimes you'll do like unique effects and stuff like that. In this case, it dropped water on them, which slows you down if it's on the main character. On them, it allows me to electrocute them, or higher chances of electrocution because of the, you know, water effects, electricity, that type of thing.
I'm going to get stronger.
I gained a level. I might be able to. Maybe I should use that drive ability at this point, because I'm about to get another one here pretty soon. Anyway, as soon as my drive gauge maxes out, I'll get another. You can only hold one brain field activation at a time, unfortunately. So if you know I don't use it, I lose it. So, but because of the way I leveled up my character, I won't take any damage in this form, which is nice. Oh yeah, and Brave Drive form is apparently like makes your emotions go intense. That's why the main character acts like a crazy person while doing it, like he's laughing, he's saying "I'll kill them all" and all this other stuff. So in this form, you can either charge and throw like a big chunk at the enemies. You can either hold R2 and just slowly throw them at your enemies, one at another, or you can just take like a bunch of them and grab like, yeah, so you grab like a line of. Oh, what that was is one of your allies was charging up your brain field time limit by 5 seconds, so it'll last a little bit longer. But yeah, you can do some pretty. Yeah, now that I'm invincible, there's no reason to like run around and press R2 all the time. Now I better just go up and melee them. Because yeah, if you buy 2 of those abilities that do that, you can basically become immune to damage while in the brain field. And yeah, as soon as drive activates, I'll get another tick into the brain field activation, so I can save it. If you don't buy it, then you can't. Then you have to use it within brain drive, and then you can't save it for like bosses or something like that, which can be kind of annoying. But well, that's the benefit of leveling up certain pathways. So there's definitely certain builds that, I mean, you can eventually get enough levels. I think you have to be like level 70 to buy every ability in the game by that point. And that's more post-game stuff. I mean, you could do it before the game, but it's kind of boring to grind to max level. In this game, it's not too bad. You gain levels pretty frequently if you go to the right place, but still. Wait, did I go? No, I went the right way. Yep, and see, another shop. Man, they're just all over the place. I guess I'm glad for that, but it almost makes the game too easy, despite there being difficulties in combat. Oh yeah, and on the playtime it says like 50 hours. I haven't actually played the game for 50 hours. When I was doing recording or trying to do stuff, I would leave my console on, so probably you could probably take out like 30 hours or something.
Alice, I failed again. I'm tired of my own incompetence. I failed to save her. Again. This history is unnecessary. If Arahabaki was right, I can just start over from the beginning again. As many times as I need to. Use the red strings for Alice.
What was that? It's like Karin's thoughts were inside my head.
So him going back in time was to save Alice.
What does he mean by as many times as he needs to? And he mentioned something about Arahabaki.
Right. Even if he goes back to change the past, it doesn't necessarily mean Alice will be saved. The future is always uncertain. Once he determines he can't save her, he goes back to the past to change history all over again and repeats the process. So, he's going to keep jumping through time until Aunt Alice is saved?
Wait. He time traveled after that, right? But Alice is still dead at this time.
He went back to the past, but history hasn't changed. So he failed?
I've never seen my brother like that before. Do you think he'll listen to us?
Either way, he's our only lead. We have to get him to cooperate.
Oh yeah, one of the main points of this game is that there's basically a black hole that appeared on Earth that, because of all the time travel and everything what that has, will eventually envelop the Earth unless all the ravels of time that were created by jumping are repaired. Otherwise, it'll keep expanding until it just eats the Earth. And so, oh, these guys are really annoying, these session pounds. Basically what they do is they blow up. Although, I mean, there's a way to easily bypass them. You just turn on scleronesis or whatever, or you run around for them, one of the two. The only problem is if they explode without killing them, you don't get whatever items they drop. So for those who are trying to get all items or maximize your gifts you give to your allies, which you don't technically need to do, only if you want achievements. Wow, a lot of those took a hot minute to explode. No, there's this bozo again. I don't know why, I just don't like these big characters, mainly because it takes them forever to die. Oh, luckily I got off the dodge in time. Sometimes I'll be in a combo and I won't be able to dodge. Yeah, if you can dodge an attack, you can get, I forgot what they call it. Right time psychokinesis or something like that, where you hit at the right moment. And, oh, but I went in Brave Drive mode again. Yeah, you can keep doing the square thing for quite a while. As long as you don't get hit, because you're not immune when you start doing that for him. And in Drive mode, you get, like, more defense, more attack. You actually heal HP, which is good. Where's the... Oh, is the other character invisible? Oh. Right. I was like, where is he? We haven't finished the battle yet. Oops. I keep trying to dodge, but... Come on, man, I dodged. Whatever. Oh, I always keep thinking I dodge and I don't, so I don't know. I've never been good at that. Despite beating games like Sekiro and stuff like that, you'd think I would be a master of like dodging and blocking and stuff like that, but you'd be surprised how you like either lose those skills or you try not to do that again. Because although I really like that game, as hard as that was, I was like one of those like right, because of the I'm in Brain Drive mode, I'm getting all these assault forms. But I don't know, just something about like playing a super hard game that you know is hard is more satisfying than the game is easy, but then all of a sudden like has frustrating parts and you're like, no, well, this ain't as fun because, yeah, I don't know, I'm not aware of the poor design or whatever. I'm not saying all Sekiro is the best design game ever, it definitely rewards you for learning the gameplay and everything like that. I don't know, I guess it really depends on presentation or what I'm expecting. Because I knew the company that made that game, so I knew what I was in for when I was playing it. While this game, I'm not sure what I'm in for, like what company is working on this and all this other stuff, so... But yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I'll wait till the end of the game to express how I feel about the game. Oh, this is in the vision. This is the highway. And this is where the Kunai Gate first had a major appearance in it. And I think this is actually where Karen traveled back into the past to play games that suck butt. No, that's a different series. Sometimes if you're good, you can get those session pounds. I think that's what they're called to attack the. This guy probably split, didn't he? Yep. You can probably, sometimes you can get lucky and, oh, nice, Gemma's power activated. Oh yeah, Gemma is supposed to be basically the, I'm an old character, and everyone calls me old, but in this case he actually is old. He's like 60 or something like that. Which is funny, usually in most anime or games or whatever, usually an old character is like 20 or 30. Because most characters that are the heroes are usually teenagers, so they're usually 16 or 17. But in this case, Gemma's like 60 years old or something like that. So yeah, he's old. Like he's actually old for a warrior character. Although weirdly enough, Gemma does not represent the "I'm old, you should listen to me," or "I have advice because I've lived that time period." He actually doesn't act like that at all. He's basically an old soldier that only knows how to fight, so he's one of those old characters where he won't give you the sagely advice. He'll just be, other than, you know, maybe not spend your whole life fighting or something like that, but other than that, which I don't even think he actually ever has a moment like that in the game at all anyway, so. And of course my attack moved me into their blast. Maybe I should switch to Nabe's ability. I almost kind of wish I bought the multiple SAS attack ability, which is the one where basically you can stack multiple characters' abilities together. Oh yeah, that block is. Oh come on!
That's gonna leave a mark.
I was about to heal too. Do I get resurrected? Oh, I do. Nice. If you have a certain bond with a character, there's a chance where they'll auto revive you, but it's not guaranteed. So I wouldn't build your. I definitely would not build the fight or what's going on based off that possibility. Yeah, it's better to just. Are these guys still cloned or? I guess they still are. I thought I knocked the clone out, because sometimes if you do enough damage to the clone character, you can, the others will disappear. Oh yeah, Kakeru's down, even though he turns invisible. Whatever. I should switch to like... Oh, come on. Really? Was that low? I should have used Brain Drive. I'm not going to get rezzed again. Yeah. Because, I mean, I have had a battle where I got raised again after getting knocked out, but like I said, don't build your whole strategy off the possibility of getting raised, even if you have it at high. Especially if one of the characters is knocked out, they're obviously not going to be able to save you if they're knocked out. So if one character's knocked out of the 3, you lessen your chance of being rezzed by someone. And I still don't know what, like, if it's just a base percentage, or if it's based off their life, or if it's, or, you know, what guarantees a save, you know? Do they need to be in their brain field form or something? But that doesn't mean anything, because I've had them save me in the brain field form, but then I've had them save me in their regular form, so I don't know. Yeah, I keep saying use brain field. I don't know why this tutorial keeps popping up. Like, I know about that. So... yeah, I just need to remind myself to keep healing, but man, sometimes, like, some enemies will just, like just gang up on you, and your HP will just start going down. Despite me saying this is well, I guess I wouldn't say it's a super easy game, but it is definitely easier than some action games, because it gives you so many leniencies with it. Maybe that's why it's hard for me to take it as seriously or something, because of that. Yeah, I'm just gonna activate Brain Drive, or Brain Field, because this fight's kind of obnoxious. I mean, I could beat it eventually, but because of the guy's ability to clone, and for some reason, when I hit him, his clones aren't disappearing, so... I'm just invincible in this form anyway, so... well, my allies aren't, but I am. Yeah, the main character... there's, you know, funny thing they talk about, like... over the course of the game, they talk about how using the brain field is not good because it stresses the brain out and everything, and yet I have to use it like all the... well, I don't have to use it, but I use it like all the time because it's a game mechanic. But yeah, there was like a whole storyline about like, oh, if you keep doing this, your brain might get screwed up. And I'm like, oh, okay, and then we still have to keep using it. So. Oh, yeah, she gave me more time. Well, yeah, when a character model like shows up during a brain field, it means they basically give you like, I think 5 more seconds or something like that to in the brain field. I gain another level. Are there more enemies? He gave me more time, and then, yeah, unfortunately with brain fields, as soon as the enemies die, it auto ends, so you can't choose to finish it whenever you want. Let me look at the brain field, see how... let's see. If there is a brain field can be activated without consuming a charge when activated during... oh, okay. Yeah, let's get that. That means I can activate it during brain drive and not waste that charge. So that way I can save it for, like, a little late now, unfortunately, but oh well. I knew there was an ability like that somewhere, but yeah, let's see what this is. Oh yeah, and this place is also where the main character's mother came future in time to help us destroy the Kunan Gate, but then we found out that even after, with her help, and she went back in time and let herself be killed because she needed to be killed for for the unraveling to be fixed in her time period anyway. Yeah, it's almost like she died for no reason. No, she did. She died to fix time and make sure the Kunan Gate wouldn't go, but the reason we're chasing down Karen is because we need to unravel his time travel issue so we can just get rid of the Kunan Gate. Yeah, the main story, from what I understand, is basically just fixing the Kunan Gate, or getting rid of it, and that's it. Yeah, the story doesn't seem to indicate anything about getting rid of the others, or finding out about, or going to the moon or anything like that. That seems like, it sounds like it's for either another game or the anime or something like that, maybe, or maybe like an endings thing. I forgot which area this is, but or Baki or whatever. Yeah. psychokinesis, so I can just keep blasting them. Yeah, look how much damage I'm like not doing to these guys. This is why you really have to utilize like fire and lightning on these guys, because without it, like I'm doing like almost little no damage. Even if I maxed out all my attack modifiers, it would still be like this. It goes to show you that you just have to pay attention to character strengths and weaknesses. Otherwise, you'll take forever to beat bosses. And this is one of those guys where you have to use your elemental characters. Which, interesting enough, in this game, you only get fire and lightning. You don't get ice or water, or sorry, you don't get water or air. Okay, you technically get air, but they never actually straight up join your team, and they're not a main party member. And the ice character is, well, Alice, who obviously, if you're playing Kasane's storyline, you run across her other form, I guess. Oh, and I gotta give the world of the heal. Oh, there we go. I gotta give this game credit for, even though rated T, it does cover like a lot of messed up topics, like you know, suicide or stuff. These other creatures are what happens to other people if they touch the extinction belt, or the government was actually using experiments on these people to try and create others for themselves for war efforts, or to use against, well, basically use against others. You know, basically having humans fight others, so that way save other people. But still, so that was mainly what it. Oh my God, it kept healing, but well, I wasn't using medium jellies. I was just using. They probably won't save me. Oh, I did. Oh, okay, cool.
Thanks. Sorry for the trouble.
Yeah, I guess I should have switched to medium. Either that, or I should have switched to my sclerosis or whatever. I should have done that instead. Yeah, this is well, it is the final area of the game, so I can't complain about parts of it getting a little difficult. You know, with like multiple big creatures forming. Because I could easily fight all the small creatures all day, but when the big creatures form. Is this the one where, this is the copy one, isn't it? Yeah, it is, but like I said, I swear, even though you're supposed to be able to, like, when you hit them, it removes your clones, but for these guys, for some reason, it doesn't do that. I don't know why. I don't want to get hit by it. You should use like lightning or something like that. Some of these guys, I sometimes forget like what their weaknesses are outside of obviously like seeing their. Oh yeah, this one you hit his thing if he like charges towards you or something like that. I'll let him stay down for a hot minute more. Okay, why didn't you? I was hitting the other guy, but because my reticle was on him, it was focusing on that guy instead. There we go. I can hit it. I guess maybe I should activate hyper velocity whenever he does that charge thing again, so I can
take it easy.
So I can hit his weak spots. And there's some people who like use odd weapons in this game, just like inconveniently, like a hand crossbow. Wouldn't you rather use a gun like Tsugumi? That's the only problem when you want to make characters different from others. Realistically, they should all probably have guns, you know. But no, they're like, no, they need a sword, you know, or something, you know. Can't have like a bazooka or anything like that. You know? Oh yeah, every once in a while there'll be like unique cutscenes when you do crush. Doesn't happen all the time. You can actually turn them off to where it never does it if you don't like having that activate all the time. I probably should have turned it off, but sometimes having that appear every once in a while is fine. Am I on Brave? Oh, I am on Brave Gun mode, so might as well use it. Because since I bought that ability. Man, this last level is taking forever. I did not realize it would be this long. I should have known because Chapter 11 was actually quite short. I was like, wow, we finished that one really fast. I think what's more, if it's better to like charge your attack, or if it's better to melee everyone and then do the psychokinesis. It might be better just to melee and then do my psychokinesis ability. In this case, if you attack 3 times with the melee button and then you press R2, you get a couple of throws with R2 to get a little extra multiple damage back to back. We've still got a few minutes left to go before we run out. It's kind of funny, like how they have the voice actors say crazy things in this form. They're like, "All right, now you need to act insane during this mode." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, sometimes so much crap happens in these fights that it's easy to lose track sometimes. Wait, I thought I grabbed it. I must be maxed out. Oh, or now why did it take forever to grab it? I was running over it. Huh. I thought maybe I was maxed out, because I wouldn't be surprised if there's quite a few things I'm maxed out on. Maybe I should stop using light jellies and use medium jellies for the final bits, since those heal a bit more anyway. Since I have on screen shown myself almost dying multiple times, so at least for the boss anyway, change it up a bit. I could also swap out my allies, but I like the possibility of having damage reduction, even if it doesn't. At least putting him on his team has a higher percentage chance than not having him on the team, so why not? And he doesn't get knocked out as often. Kagero does, so I always thought about swapping him out for another character. Either that, or I could put a bunch of defense items on him, which would reduce how much damage he takes. But
this is Sumaragi Tomb? Yuito! Good, I finally got through. I was worried after we lost our connection.
I'm glad you're all okay. It seems like we managed to make it out. Karin might be close.
I guess we gotta have his brain field or whatever. Yeah, the main villain of the game, at least, well, the main antagonist, all he's doing this to save someone he cared about. I don't know if it was ever for love, but for at least an ally he cared about. I mean, it sounds like she liked him, but in this case it's hard to say with him, which I guess he did really like her, so. But, you know, most tales are of, whether it be good or bad, or of trying to save someone. Whether good intent or bad intent, you know.
Is that Karin? Or should we call him Yakumo?
He really was here. I guess he woke up from his cold sleep.
Wait, some kind of device is active here.
What? Yakumo? What's going on?
There are 2 Karins?
Why are you here? What is going on? Yeah, that's what I would like to know. I tried to travel back 2,000 years ago, but was rejected. What? Explain to me why the time travel failed. I helped you back at Arahabaki's secure site. However... you...
What are you talking about?
Hand over all of the information.
Looks like I was right to worry. That's what happens when you meet yourself.
I haven't the slightest clue of what's going on, but does this mean Karin failed to travel to the past?
What is this memory? So I do need his power after all. Now, what are you doing in this place?
We need your help to close the Kunad Gate. Please, help us.
We heard what you were saying. When you traveled 2,000 years in the past, you created an entanglement. The Kunad Gate won't close as long as the entanglement still exists. So we need you to come with us so we can unravel...
No!
How tedious.
I figured you'd resort to force.
I guess even you couldn't maintain the red strings with your power. That's why you needed to copy it again.
Don't bother resisting. I will obtain the red strings.
Where did you even learn about the red strings?
From Arahabaki. Or, more accurately, my own memory inside it. As you saw, we are one now.
So Yakumo was connected to it while in cold sleep? How could they incorporate a living human into Arahabaki?
Why are you so surprised? Do you know how many brains are living connections to Arahabaki?
So it was a biocomputer comprised of brains like Babe.
When our brains were being hacked at Arahabaki's secure site, and there was that weird brain field. It was all done by Yakumo. By you.
It seems that way. The version of me that was in cold sleep used Arahabaki to generate that brain field in order to conceal this location.
So you were connected to it from here, gathering all kinds of information over the last 2,000 years without anyone even knowing.
I understand why you want to time travel, but that'll just create another entanglement.
So what? I'll do whatever I have to do in order to time travel again.
Karin!
So you have no intention of helping us.
Just listen, please. I know you have your reasons, and I know there's a whole lot going on between New Himuka and the moon. But we can't fix anything if the world ends. We need to make things right. We need to create a new future that won't bring about our destruction.
This timeline isn't worth saving. I will change the past, and I will make it work this time.
I understand that you want to save Alice, but that...
I don't need you to understand. You will help me, even if I must break you to obtain your aid!
Why do you put on an Oni mask? It's boss time against Karen Travers.
We're here because we've survived many battles. Remembering our experiences should help us.
So this is one of those guys you fight multiple times over the course of the game, and usually he's difficult, or story reason you fail without beating him, or you get really close to beating him, but then he's like, I do a story thing. Don't worry, it's a story thing. It makes me immune to the damage. Or something like that, you know. Okay, seriously, fight one of my other allies, please, so I can actually utilize... Oh, thank you, Kakeru, for activating. Yeah, some enemies can activate brain fields too, so usually in this case you just need to avoid him. Avoid the Noid. You can still somewhat fight him, but it is almost better to, like I said, not fight him at all. I just wait for the 30 seconds to wear out. So. Because I can't do R2s in here or anything with that, so I usually just end up just trying to dodge if I can, or activating like hyper. Oh, well, that didn't work out too well.
Thank you, Navi.
Funny how he just hits my ally. Oh yeah, I think I never talked about this, but if you have a high bond, sometimes your allies will block damage, especially if it's lethal. Not all the time, but sometimes they will. I guess the idea for this fight is we're supposed to use everything. Oop. Oh yeah, because he's a copy character, which means he steals everyone else's abilities, so he can use almost every character's abilities in the game. Yeah, in that case, I was probably supposed to use clairvoyance to hit him, stuff like that. Fortunately, it's hard to actually lock onto him because he's always moving all over the place. Actually, Gemma's ability is pretty useful here because, you know, immunity to damage and having an ability that restores your SAS quicker. Obviously, it disappears after a while, but obviously using her. Ow! Unfortunately, he's teleported out of range.
So, you need help?
Yeah, too bad using the lightning ability doesn't make you immune to electricity. I don't know, maybe there is some resistance there, but I haven't really noticed it.
Are you okay?
It's kind of weird how they say, "Hey, can we help you?" and yet they're not actually in the combat.
Can you dodge this?
Teleport would.
Obey.
Oh yeah, and I don't have any. Oh, I probably should have used medium jelly all so I could heal my allies.
You guys good?
Sorry, I appreciate it.
I tend to forget to use
Thanks, Kasane.
let's use psychokinesis. This sends a nice. That's why it's probably one of the better abilities in the game is psychokinesis, just because of like what you can do with it. Almost got his crush. If we could get his crush, there we go. He's probably got another form or something, but it should finish him off. Oh, come on, man. Really? Fine. Well, he's almost dead anyway.
Get ready.
Oh, he's got one final form, huh? Am I supposed to like alter? Actually, can I just run in there? Nope.
There will be nothing left.
Oh, is that what I was supposed to do? Wait, I had. Oh, that's bull. I had sclerosis activated, and yet he breaks through because of story reasons. Boo. That's actually kind of bull crap, actually.
You stopped hiding.
Oh, what? Oh, right. He can use all our abilities, right?
Just the beginning.
The sad thing is, I was about to say we're so close. Now he's done. Yeah, because when both characters help you during this scene, that means you finish them off.
We have to unravel the entanglement. I won't accept it.
Because you have to do this like for a few bosses in the game. Like you have to do it like 5-6 times, something like that. Karen, you actually Karen, you have to use it on Kasane or Yuto depending on which path you're on as well.
No matter how much you use your power alone, all it takes for us is to use the SAS.
We won't let you get away with this so easily. Please, just talk to us, Karin.
Shut up! You're all so endlessly annoying! What?
Karin?
Karin? What's going on?
I see. 2,000 years. No. Thousands of memories and hopes. Nothing more than stepping stones to me. still.
Impossible.
No way. Karen, is that you? Get ready.
So did he turn into an other, or is he just like...
What the heck are these things?
That's what I want to know.
Within Karen. Maybe it's his memories or feelings materializing in the real world.
His brain made something as ominous as that? I'm using this, Shiden.
Yeah, I have no idea what... Oh, okay. We're supposed to use this as a...
Karen will come out of all of this unscathed.
Looks like we prepared for
Oh,
that
nice.
outcome.
Nice way to get a little extra damage. Sorrow, huh?
My brother thinks
Are we doing some Persona stuff around here or something?
to reach his goal.
Whoa! Oh, whoops. Oh, okay, we can do something with it.
Yuito, you can do this.
This is the moment of truth.
That's right. No matter how many enemies there are, crush them all.
Yeah, and we'll all help to do it.
Oh, now we can actually hit him now. Wreck him! Message! Mess him up!
I need your help.
I assume we're not actually going to finish in the first go, because there was multiple,
Back up for now.
whoops. Because we still got those multiple bodies or whatever to mess with, so. Oh yeah, I can't R2 into him either, so. Yep, his reform resets, so. Oh, now he's using a different body. Now what?
If you can break that crystal, I bet you could use it with your psychokinesis.
Let's regroup.
Crap.
Thanks, Kyoka.
Uh-oh, come on. I was like, aren't my allies going to help me in this? There's the face thing again. And we're just going to do the same thing as before. Oh, come on, man. Oh, I didn't know he was attacking me at this time. Huh. So I guess he formed a shadow version of himself to, and now he can smack him. Cool. I mean, it's a cool looking boss fight, I'll admit that, so. Might as well try whatever I can to get that little extra damage out of it.
Don't get cocky.
Actually, should I use Tsunabi instead? Because we have that square thing. Maybe even clairvoyance, because you can reduce the improve your crush damage if you use it. I have to back off now.
I can still fight.
And I'm in drive mode too, so. And I can use my special ability in this mode if it comes down to it, because of you can store them. So, ow.
Let's regroup now.
Take this.
Oh, that's not long enough.
What you broke before was a fake. If you use my eyes, you can find the real thing.
I need your help.
Oh, there it is over there.
Good.
Of course, the game's nice enough to basically say, hey, this is the ability you should use. I mean, yeah, I probably would have figured it out eventually, but... I mean, it's realistic that the allies would try to... wouldn't just let you do it by yourself. That'd be kind of dumb, so... Better activate this so I can actually do it without being messed up. Oh, I almost need to activate drive here pretty soon. Can I activate drive during when we get to hit him so I can get the free use? I guess we'll find out here in a second. Because I don't want it to... Probably not, but I guess we'll find out. And of course, as soon as that form ends, you know. There we go. I know that's probably not the end of him, but that'll do at least a decent amount of damage. So. Oh wow, that wasn't very much at all. Yeah, you can tell it's the final boss fight if we're doing crap like that. At least I'm allowed to use a brain field. Probably better just to get out of this form, but we'll see how this works while you're in the... Oh, is it going to automatically kick me out? Oh, I was actually still able to hit him while... I think it's waiting for me to get out of this form. I think it's what's going on. Okay, yeah, I have to get out. Yeah, I was definitely waiting for me to get out of that form. No.
Okay, use it.
Yeah, use a...
Numbers won't make difference.
Might as well get that infinite amount of... Actually, I probably could have used Psychokinesis Field on it to probably break it immediately, but whatever. Yeah, it seems like the game's basically having us use every single variation of the L2 attack is what we're doing. Which is fine. I mean, callbacks and all that fun stuff. Yeah, too bad it basically repeats the same function every time, but whatever. That's fine. For the finale, I'll allow it.
Let me borrow this.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do it a few more times, though. Hopefully I don't activate an ability I'll need for the next encounter, though. Are you doing anything, allies? It looks like you're just kind of sitting there. Oh well. Yeah, probably one more round of whoops. I keep not meaning to activate that. Yeah, I've noticed if you're in brain field mode, you have to it only lets the shadow travelers attack. You can only attack them during it, so it's to prevent it from going to the next phase. Alright, now, uh-oh. I was about to say, are they all going this time?
Thanks, Kyoka.
I have to swatch the hyper just so I can... There's probably another mode I'm probably supposed to use here, but I'd rather...
I need your help.
Try to break it through before the time runs. I wonder what happens if the time runs out. I'm actually kind of curious. At this point, it doesn't matter, but because I'm not gonna purposely let it do that. So, because otherwise, that would be very foolish indeed. Yeah, that's definitely why you want to have maxed out companionship at this, or maxed out friendship at this point, so you can take use of whatever their abilities are on max. It definitely makes it a lot easier, that's for sure.
Now I can take it
Yeah, I don't have enough hyper velocity, but that's fine.
I'm watching out for you.
Okay, maybe one more turn. Because it did repeat the whole L2 function, so it probably depends on your level and attack build if you can finish it within so many rounds or turns or cycles or whatever you want to call it. There we go. You're done, son.
Let's do it!
All right. Understood.
We have to win here!
Karin, please do not stand up. You can't take any more.
Karin!
I won't let things end here!
What is this?
Everyone, be careful. Something's...
What?